Welcome everybody to our English conversation video with Beou and Emmou behind the cameras. Spring is coming, days are getting longer, sun is finally out, and I'm just full of happiness. Now that everything is getting greener,
therefore we will talk about a festival today that celebrates just this beautiful color of green. This video will be about the beautiful St. Patrick's Day, the origin of this holiday, where it is popular and famous, and of course how you celebrate St. Patrick's Day. So let's maybe have a look on the history and the origin of the holiday first. Come on. In the beginning, St. Patrick's Day used to be a day of remembering Ireland's national saint, the Bishop Patrick. He was the one coming in the 5th century to the island and converting the people to Christianity. Actually, it used to be a day of paying their respects to Bishop Patrick, because he died on March 17th, so the day that is nowadays called St. Patrick's Day.
In the past, St. Patrick's Day was only celebrated by going to the church where they had special masses or festivities. And it's true that Ireland is still a very Catholic country, but nowadays Irish people, some of them, they still go to the mass in the mornings, but in the afternoons they celebrate this day in a different way. We will show you how.
It's true that St. Patrick's Day originally comes from Ireland, but nowadays the 17th of March and St. Patrick's Day is celebrated all around the world. You can find celebrations in Ireland, of course, Japan, Singapore, and also the US. But that leaves the question open: how did this specific tradition make its way around the world?
Well, that's a very good question, and the answer has to do something with United States. You may be asking yourselves, but why United States? Well, the answer is because a lot of Irish people were immigrants in the United States, and as you maybe realize when you are new in a country, sometimes you start missing so much your homeland. This is why the Irish people, they start celebrating a lot of their traditions. Mostly in in cities with a lot of Irish immigrants like Boston or New York. One tradition they celebrate a lot was St. Patrick's Day, the 17th of March. Since they started celebrating this tradition in the United States, they started calling it Paddy's Day. And that brings us to the most important part of this video. Let's check it out how Irish people celebrate a proper St. Patrick's Day. Come on!
Very important on St. Patrick's Day is of course the dressing. Because when you go out on Paddy's, you will be surrounded by people dressed in green. So you will stand out if you don't find anything green. Let's see if I find something green in my wardrobe, what I can wear. Well, what about that sweater, for instance? I think it's a nice green to wear today. And after you change to some, well, let's say green sweater or green clothes, or maybe even a fancy Irish costume, you're ready to go out and join one of the magnificent parades. So I'll quickly change.
Speaking of parades, did you know that the largest St. Patrick's Parade doesn't take place in Ireland, but in the United States of America? Every year, the Paddy's Parade in New York City attracts more than 2 million people. That makes it the largest parade worldwide. For about 6 hours, musicians and dancers are moving around Manhattan, celebrating Irish folklore music and traditional dance.
Joining the big parades on Paddy's is for most people really essential on this national holiday. But there is one thing that might be even more spectacular than the parades. Because at night, when it slowly gets dark outside, you will be able to see the big finish of St. Patrick's Day. At night, a lot of big landmarks get illuminated in a beautiful emerald green. So you will see a green Empire State Building in New York, a green Opera Hall in Sydney, or also a green London Eye.
In Chicago, however, it gets almost magical on March 17th. In the last years, the city used to color the whole Chicago River in green. people from all over the country and even international tourists started coming to Chicago just for St. Patrick's Day to watch the river turn green. By now, this thrilling spectacle is known around the whole world.
Unfortunately, nowadays we can't see our cathedral turning green on this day. But let's see in the future, maybe we will be lucky, and in this day the St. Bartholomew's Cathedral will go green and will spread out of color to the main square.
And we haven't been speaking about food in a very long time. So I think now it's the point, last but not least, to speak about what fans of St. Patrick's Day like to eat on this special day. 'Cause, you know, no celebration without good food and drink.
How about some corned beef for lunch? And to make it a proper Paddy's meal, there has to be some good green cabbage on the plate too. This meal is probably one of the most typical Irish meals and therefore essentials on Paddy's, on a day when the world celebrates Irish culture.
Well, to be honest, a lot of people celebrate this day not so much around food, but around beer. Did you know that 30 million pints are drinking in this day worldwide? Of course, Guinness pint. A pint is a half of a liter glass of beer. Really huge. So you can celebrate this day like in this way, but be careful, because you know, not so much beer. Well, after all this explanation about St. Patrick's Day, I can't stop asking myself one question. Why they celebrate it with the green color?
Well, Bea, I can tell you why. It was quite a surprise for me when I found out that Bishop Patrick actually wore blue robes and not green. But you know, the Irish island has the sweet nickname the Green Island. So of course the color green kind of became the iconic symbol for Irish culture and Irish traditions. So on this national holiday, when Irish culture is celebrated around the whole world, the color green can't miss anywhere, no? So that's basically the whole secret for the green St. Patrick's Day. And with this surprise, we finished today's English conversation. We hope you enjoyed and maybe you learned something new about this March festivity. Let's see, maybe some of you will even celebrate St. Patrick's Day this year. So guys, enjoy, but please take care with the Guinness. Don't take too much, baby. So see you soon next month for the next video. Enjoy! Ciao!